Hi, welcome to another episode of Not Your Dad's Beer. Today we're doing Shorts Brewing out of Michigan. We've already done one of theirs, a soft parade. Now we're moving on to a really awesome IPA, Huma Lupa Licious, and I'm hoping it comes across just as that. 6.9% ABV, so very similar to that Bell's Brewing that we did earlier in the week. The two-hearted ale. So we're going to be hopping into this, see what it's like. For a limited time only, and the first time in history, a brewery has got an import license to sell beer in a state that they normally don't for 1 week and 1 week only. That'd be GABF, and that'd be Shorts Brewing. I mean, this year at GABF, they had, I think it was 23 taps. They had an end cap. It was the biggest commotion you could ever imagine. It's all because of the commotion behind them from last year. So they came strong. They did something really fun for Colorado. I picked up a 6-pack, the Huma Lupa. You can also find it here at Euclid Hall. But we're going to go ahead and crack it open, see what this really awesome sounding IPA is like. Stay tuned. Shorts Brewing, Huma Lupa Licious. Very soft pumpkin orange on this, less head than we saw for the Two-Hearted IPA, also from Michigan. Really tight bubble, so it doesn't look like this head's fading nearly as fast, but it doesn't seem like there's as much of it. Carbonation's pretty solid, definitely cloudy through the inside, not a ton of clarity coming through. I mean, overall, this looks like it's going to be a very, very tasty IPA. All right, guys, we got the Huma Lupa Licious by Shorts Brewing poured. Let's give it a good swirl, get some air in there, get a good nose, see what it tastes like and smells like. Cheers. Right away, malty, blended with hops. Definitely get the big hop notes to it. Just a touch of fruit, more bitter than anything. Smells interesting. Go ahead and give it a taste. Woo! Clean, refreshing, and a strong, dry, bitter finish. That is Huma Lupa Licious, and that's exactly what it is. Delicious. Not getting a ton of fruit off of it. I'm actually getting just a ton of dry bitter. Malt in the body is about medium bodied. You can tell it has really phenomenal lacing. It's just going to stick as you go through, which is a good sign of a clean glass and a solid beer. But malt body, definitely about a medium to heavy bodied. Really dry bitter on the back end of it. Fruit aspect, I mean, this is not a California IPA hop bomb, so I'm not getting the big piney resonance grapefruit note. And just subtle bitter and clean malt to it. There's not a lot of fruit. This is not as exciting as some of the big IPAs I've had. This is for someone who just likes the taste of bitter. And it's not overwhelming, but it's presently known. It makes itself known. There's dry bitter on the side of my palate and the back of my tongue. There's not a lot of fruit going on here. So for me, this is not my type of IPA whatsoever. It's almost like you're tasting the hop. No fruit whatsoever. Really good bitterness though. I would definitely call this a summer beer. Thirst quencher to say the least. I would want this to go with something that had a ton of flavor, since I'm only really getting a ton of hops off of this. Not that it's a bad thing. Some people love that, some people don't. I'm that guy that kind of falls on the, I want more out of my beer than just hops. But even though the hops are not overwhelming, not over the top, it's still pretty damn tasty, I gotta tell you. You don't want to do anything too delicate. You really want to pair this up with large, robust items as well. I actually think lamb or duck would go really awesome with this beer, to be honest. It's really interesting to see Michigan's take on IPAs versus the West Coast stuff that we're so used to. Overall, I think it's a little too deep for me. I prefer something with a little more complexity, more 3D aspects, but it's not a bad beer whatsoever. I'm glad I got a 6-pack. Shorts Brewing, really known for doing more creative fruit style beers. But I gotta say, you know, for doing an IPA, this is a really good take on it. And it's nice to see how Michigan does it. So yeah, thanks for joining us. Shorts Brewing, Huma Lupa Licious here at Euclid Hall. Grazie. Shorts Brewing, Huma Lupa Licious. Guess what, guys? This is not your dad's beer.